Well, hello and thank you for watching this video. I am so excited to be a part of the Combat Champion Summit team this year. Thank God for Shay Brown for having the courage to put this summit on and inviting me to be a part. I am Dr. Shirley Clark, and I often tell people I am truly the poster child for hope when you're talking about come back and resetting your life. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today, how to reset your life for success. Listen, years ago, I was sitting in the stadium, and I like to say it this way, it was the best of times, and it was the worst of time. I had my mama on one side, my sister on another side, and I was sitting in this stadium, in this chair, really tormented in the inside. I should have, it should have been a happy moment for me, but I was tormented. And the reason it should have been a happy moment for me, because it was my high school graduation. The problem is that I didn't know whether they were going to call my name or not. My mama was there, and I literally, I was sitting there not knowing that whether they were going to call my name or not, because I had to pass the second semester of English in order to graduate. I had already failed the first semester, and I needed the second. And I had no idea whether I passed or not. And the problem was that I grew up in gross poverty. And I often tell people, if all of our utilities was on at the same time, we were blessed. I can recall at times when the water was getting ready to be cut off, my mother would say, go put some water in pots and water in the bathtubs and all different things we would do and to survive through that moment. And that's the problem. I was in a survivor mode all my life growing up. My mother had a 6th grade education. My father was a functioning alcoholic. We grew up in the farm area where you see tobaccos and cornfields and all of that. And so education for me was so low on the totem poles because I was in I had a poverty mentality. And so I stayed in a survival mode. And so I could not get the things that didn't work for me. Words, English, language, it didn't work for me. And so I thank God they did call my name, but for years on top of years, I felt like a fraud because I knew that day, walking across that stage, all I could do was write a run-on sentence. And so I survived that, went on in life. And one of the good things that I did was I married up. And the thing that, and I in a sense, went into a culture shock because I was thrown into an environment that I definitely had no frame of reference for other than seeing other people, but not necessarily as part of my family. And that environment was that which we all would know as those of us that was trained and was in families that was like this, and that was that I got thrown into a family that they were educated Black people. And so, we've been told this as a people, as an African American, and now as a whole, but more so as African Americans, that education was the door for success. It gave you access. And so my husband's family were educators, they were lawyers, they were nurses, accountant, all kinds of professional people. And so I thought I had arrived. Praise the Lord, I have arrived, the American dream. So I strived within myself. I knew then there was such a thing came up about the American dream. So we did that, bottom line, American dream. And so as we got the car, the home, my husband had a good job and had a little bit more money. We were able to eat out and do all kinds of things you would do as a middle class Black family. And the problem was that the American dream, I found out, became American nightmare, because American dream it was American debt dream. And this is where many of you are at today. Those of you thought you had arrived because you did everything like I did. We did everything that the people told us that we would succeed in life with. And so what happened is, like me, you the same way probably ended up in debt. So instead of you having American dream, you had American nightmare. You got what? Mortgage, debt, car loan debt, school loans debt, medical bills debt, consumer loans, credit cards debt. So the American dream is a debt dream. So what I thought was success was not success. So it turned out to be more of a hellhole than a successful moment for us. So we found ourselves in my family at about $80,000 worth of debt. So the bottom line, I knew, and of course, and we were finding the attorneys, we had an attorney to look at it. He told our family, my husband, that we need to file bankruptcy. I didn't feel that we needed to do that. So at that point, I began to look at what was going on around us, how we got into this situation, how the credit cards, they really wooed us and told us to do this and that. Yeah, I tell people there was some disciplines in place, but that we should have had. But here's the thing I learned: the system was never for us, and I need to let you know it was not for us, and it's not for you. You're already playing in a faulty system that is set up against you. Yes, they gave you the high-paying job, but they gave you the high-entry credit cards and high limits on those credit cards to get this money back. Yeah, they gave you the job again. They gave you the home though, so you could get the money back, put you back in debt. So with the decision makers, the bankers, the lending institution, those are all work together. Those systems work together. And then when you don't do something right, then them same people who they are all connected with all these credit bureaus and all this stuff is connected. You need to understand. Then they spank your hand and give you bad credit. Then you can't get nothing else. So what you have to do, you got to reset your life. And that's what I had to do. I had to reset my life for success today. You need to go ahead and say, thank you, Dr. Clark, for saying that. Because yes, I need to reset my life. Because why? COVID-19 has leveled this thing. It's not just that now just a low income people got laid off, people with degrees, people that have been on job for 25 years, people have been on job for 30 years, having to take packages. They can't believe where they are. And not only that, billionaires, people who own whole franchises on a national level had to shut down, had to close down everything. What we thought was success is not success. What we were leaning on, we can't lean on no more. So now Dr. Clark is here to help you out. Give me a few minutes, about 7 more minutes of your time, and I'm going to help you reset your life for success like I did. And so I'm going to take you through these principles and let you know that you can make it. Why? Because when I did them, I want you to know in 2 years that was gone. I want you to know that I began to get contracts. I was a businesswoman. I had a business since 20 years now. I had a writers agency, PR firm, coaching, consulting, business, event planning, business leadership institute, a lot of things, professional service for speakers and authors and coaches. I want you to know when I got through shifting myself, changing getting ready to go through these 4 things that I did, I want you to know my life changed drastically. And so I'm here to give you the steps, these 4 steps. So these are great benchmarks for your life, things that you can do practically, so you don't have to depend on nobody else from this day forward. You ready? Okay, here's what I need you to do. Stick your hand in the air, right there. Come on, stick your hand in the air. And I need you to see an imaginary reset button. Okay, now come on down. I want you to hit this button. Bam. It's time to reset your life for success. Let me help you. First of all, reset means to be set again, to change the reading. We getting ready to change your reading today. Are you ready? All right. First thing, we've already established that you was in a broken system. Okay, so let me say this. I like saying it this way. I was hoodwinked. You was hoodwinked. We all was hoodwinked. So are we clear on that? So the thing I need you to know before I start is that you can't lick your wounds no more. Now we're going to take responsibility for where we are. But not only are we going to take responsibility, we're going to activate a new rhythm, a new system that will allow us to create the world that we want. Here's the thing you need to know as we get ready, is that you got to know right away that this system, again, hoodwink you because of the fact 100 people, as I began to change my life. Matter of fact, let me just jump right on into this first thing. And the first thing you got to know right away is that you have to make a conscious effort to change. Oh, stop the clock. What are you talking about? Oh, I can change. No, no, no. We're not talking about talking now. We're talking about making a change, being intentional. Is that change will begin in your life when you become committed to the process. So what I'm trying to say is that you got to change habits now. How do you do that? You're going to have to read some stuff. You're going to have to change habits, do new behaviors. You got to be daily. You got to change your way of doing stuff. You're sleeping 10 hours, can't sleep 10 hours. Wealthy people don't sleep long hours like that. They get up early in the morning, at least most of them by 4 a.m. every morning. And they begin to read, they begin to meditate, they do things, they change habits, they learn new information. One of the things I love to say is that rich people educate themselves. Got this from one of the books I read through one of my coaches. It's in a book. Rich people is not mine, I want to be clear, but I carry it everywhere I go. And I said, it says that rich people educate themselves, poor people entertain themselves. And I tell you today, which one are you? If you're watching reality TV all day long, I'm telling you, you're going to be broke. Why do I know this? As I began to change my habit, one of the things, as I was reading, I began to read new books by millionaires and billionaires, how they made it, what I need to do, what are the steps I need to take. I had to practice principles of wealthy people. One of the things I found out is that rich people watch reality TV, I think it says 7% of the time. Poor people, broke people watch it 76% of the time. You see the difference? See, you got to stop doing things that broke people do if you're going to create the world you want. Nobody now, you need to say, I don't need nobody else now to determine my wealth. See, wages will only give you a living. So you got to have your own money. You got to create your own money, your own fortune that will create your fortune and wealth for you. Listen, one of the things that I found out as I was reading materials on how to change my life and be intentional with my new behaviors and new paradigm shifts and belief system is that it said in a book, in the 100 people, it says that they work for 30 to 35 years. Broke my heart just reading it. They say only 5 people will come out. 1 will be wealthy, 5 financially free. So 95 of those people will work all their life, 30 years and 35 years on a job. They retire broke and unhappy. Listen, I don't know about you. Those odds didn't sound good to me. So I decided, oh, no. Listen, every dream will require some type of sacrifice. So I began to really shift. In 4 years, I worked hard and things were shifting. In 2 years, the debt was paid off. And then as I continued to read stuff and recognize the second step that I was made for more. Some of you, the reason you can't go forward because people and things and words have told you you can't see your more. That you don't understand that there's seeds of greatness inside of you. I'm here to tell you today that there are seeds that you have never activated in your life. Your greatness is there. You have a global solution inside of you. And so you need to activate that greatness. This is not a Mother May I time. You don't need nobody to validate your greatness. I'm validating it right now. Your seeds of greatness are inside of you and you were made for more. So this is the time that you rise up. And so you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, girl, you were made for more. If you're a man, say, man, you were made for more. Hey, that's it. Validate yourself. Don't listen to those broke people. Don't listen to all those folks that fail. Listen to the people who have made it. Yeah, mistakes are going to happen along the way, but don't let that be your permanent marker. You need to understand you got to do what step 3 is to this thing, is that whenever there's a mistake, you got to learn to fail forward. That's step number 3. Every time I learned something or I did something and just wasn't right, might have, didn't go right, I didn't lick my wounds there. I just couldn't. I just said bye-bye, lesson, next. So you got to fail forward. Don't let your failure be your philosophy for your success. Look to your success. Say, I'm called for greatness and I'm never gonna stop, because winners never quit. Great people who've done great things, they had many fallings, so many rejection. I think about the movie, they said Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, he has so many rejections in people. It said 1,500 times, but that movie made over $150 million. Walt Disney, he was rejected in funding for Walt Disney World 300 times. What am I saying to you? It's time for you to get up and create your own world, your own world. Don't wait for nobody else to validate you. Get up, do it. You are made for more. Activate your greatness. And the last thing I want you to know is you got to increase your value and worth. I already told you that rich people educate themselves, poor people entertain themselves. If you was hired for a job, you was hired for 2 things: what you know and what you can do, your skill. Bottom line. So you got to skill up. You want to be paid for more, then you got to know more. You got to do more. That's all I did. Those 4 years, Dr. Clark got into books. I didn't just read any books. I read books by millionaires, people who have made it. I read books that told me that the day that I decide to become wealthy or millionaire, it's the day that the universe will come in alignment with me to make it happen. See, so that's what I'm telling you. You want to be a better salesman? Read books on selling. Come on. It's not rocket science here. You just got to activate your greatness. I'm paid more now. Let me just tell you, when I reset my life for success, I got out of that faulty system. I did these 4 things. I want you to know my life shifted drastically. I got my $10,000 contract, my $12,000 contract. I mean, I can't even tell you how my entire company changed my life. Right now, my income over 7 times. 90% of my clients are millionaires. I work with high-end people. It's phenomenal. I've written over 35 books myself. I have package deals that up to $100,000. I've stood on the stage with some of the leading motivational speakers now. The Lisa Nichols, had events with Les Brown, and been on the stage with the co-founders of the Rosa Parks, both of the co-founders of the Rosa Parks Institutes. I've been on programs with the former governor of Texas. I can go on and on and on of the great things that have come out of my life, to the point now that I can select who I work with and don't work with. I've been, events, I can go on and on and on. What I'm trying to say is, when you don't allow other people to define you and the money that you can make in life by resetting your own life, by doing the things you need to do, then I'm telling you today, you can reset your life for success. Listen, I want to help you. I'm an advocate for people change. When I made a conscious effort to change, I recognized I was made for more. I had to learn that not to lick my wounds, that I had to give myself permission to fail and excel. And then I increased my value. I want you to know that things changed drastically for me. And so I want to help you as well. Many people don't know how to turn this thing. COVID-19, like I said, many of you have lost your jobs, you're frustrated, you're in stress, you're contemplating suicide. They said 1 in every 4 people now are contemplating suicide. Listen, I don't want you to be one of those 4 people. All you have to do, let me help you. I'm teaching people now how to reset their life for success. Go to my website. just said, Dr. Clark, I heard your videos. I need your help. I don't know how to turn the thing. I understand. There was no Dr. Shirley Clark when I was coming through what I came through. So I'm here to help you. Listen, I can only tell you what happened with me. I was able to give $20,000 away. I get jewelry, S-Class 550 Mercedes Benz was given to me. I'm telling you, I tell you the truth. This is not a made up story. I've got pictures. I've been giving. I remember thinking, would anybody ever give me an honor as a speaker, just as a speaker, $10,000 or more? I remember speaking and got my first $10,000 check in Michigan. And after that, I've had raised over $100,000 in one of my meetings alone, and 41,000. I've had people, 4 and 5 people, give $10,000 at a time in my meetings and events. So what I'm saying to you, I'm not making this up. The girl is good for what she's saying. So if you need someone to walk with you, be your advocate for your success, hey, just reach out to me on my website. Dr. Shirley Clark. I didn't put it on the screen, but I wanted to put it up. But it's drshirleyclark.org, and that's DER without the period, drshirleyclark.org. And just say, Dr. Clark, I heard your videos. Hey, I would love to see what you can do with me. I would love to just hear what you have to say more. Absolutely. I'm here to help encourage people, build people up. I know there's not a lot of Dr. Shirley Clarks around, but hey, when I was coming along, but the reality is I'm here to help people make it. All I can say is that you can turn your situation around. Just because your back is against the wall, I tell people there's an opportunity for you to blow the wall out. And so you can be here, but you can go up here. Listen, my name is Dr. Shirley Clark, and I approve this message. I say, Les Brown can say it, and other people, this is my story, and I'm sticking to it.